joined today by Jardee Kininmonth from Future Metals. Jardee, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me here.
Explain the project. It's been around a little while. It's been through a few set of hands. Why have you got it, and what excites you about it?
Well, we really picked it up from Panoramic. Panoramic essentially sold it into the initial shareholder group of Future Metals due to a recapitalisation they were doing to restart their Savannah mine. So that's how we came across the project. The reason that we're attracted to it is a fewfold. It's the price environment. So no one's ever owned Panton in such a strong price environment with strong prices to come as well. And we really saw that there was scalability potential at Panton as well. So the focus has always been on a high grade reef, but we've since proved up the bulk scale potential around that reef. So hence we've got the second largest PGM deposit in Australia, which also contains the highest grade discrete geological unit within that in Australia too.
And you're in a great location.
Yeah, it's a fantastic part of the world to be building a mine. It's remote, but it has all the requisite infrastructure. So we're 1 kilometre off the Great Northern Highway, which is the main transport artery up there. We're 70 kilometres from Halls Creek, 300 kilometres from Kununurra. Both have airports. The Port of Wyndham's up the road, which is where Savannah concentrate goes out of. And there's also potential to tie into the Lake Argyle hydro scheme, which is what the Rio Argyle diamond mine fed off. And
how big is the project now?
The project's currently, it's got a resource of 129 million tonnes, graded around 1.7 grams a tonne palladium equivalent. That's made up of 5 million ounces of PGMs in the ground, plus 240,000 tonnes of nickel. But within that resource, there's a 25 million tonne high-grade resource, which is around 4 grams a tonne for 3.2 million ounces.
Now, as I said, people have known about the project for some time. It has been through a few set of hands. The one key to unlocking the value of this project is understanding the metallurgy. Now you've got that key.
That's right. I think it's gone through a bit of a black hole period while it was held by Panoramic. They fortunately cracked the code and developed the recipe to essentially produce a high grade saleable concentrate from the high grade portion of the resource. We've since acquired that recipe and verified it ourselves. So we're now confident that we're able to produce a saleable concentrate from the high grade moving forward.
So talking about moving forward, where to from here?
Well, it's a two-pronged. We're pulling two value levers at the moment at Future Metals. We've got a scoping study progressing on the existing resource, and that's really focusing on the high grade and then understanding how that bulk mineralisation can dovetail into it to prove up the scalability of the project. But we've also recently put a new exploration model together with John Hronsky, and that's really looking at the basal contact that surrounds the reef mineralisation. And that's a similar style of mineralogy to what Chalice is currently drilling, it's what Caspen's drilling, and it's what Galileo's drilling. So we think we're on the cusp of potentially making a significant nickel-copper PGE discovery outside and appending our existing resource base.
So a big year coming up.
Yeah, it certainly is. The next 2 quarters are going to be pretty fast and furious. We've just completed a gravity survey over the entire tenement package. We've got a ground-based EM team going out there to give us some more granularity on targets. We've got a drill rig heading out there in 2 to 3 weeks' time to start poking holes into those targets. We do about a 3,000 metre program until Christmas, and then parallel to all that, we've got the scoping study running on the existing resource that'll be out at Christmas time as well, and we'll look to provide a detailed metallurgical update to append that scoping study too.
A big project, definitely looking to the future. Exciting times ahead for Future Metals and its shareholders. Jardee, thanks for your time.
Thanks so much for having me.